heart attack. Fast, fatal, heart impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new submerged juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Q's show here, and now. Whenever we last left off with this series, quite a lot has happened. In the last part, we had Deku and Amelia. Now, these two have both returned to Earth, and they brought along a lot of information, and they've even learned about a lot that has happened on Earth. Now, with that being said, on Earth, here's what happened. In the last 2 years, Adam, he apparently lost his mind. He got drunk with power, and he became a tyrant. He tried to do a lot of things, and ultimately he had to step down after having half of his advisors murdered. Now, Adam, he is currently somewhere where he's been looked at, and they're trying to understand what's still going on with him. And we do at least have things with Deku and Amelia. Well, they've talked to Alice about it, and the amount of information they gave her was a lot to process. Because there's an alien government out in space composed of thousands of races. There's the fact that they're going to come to Earth in 2 weeks' time. Then there's the idea that one of these races gave the Etos technology and basically allowed them to flee the planet safely, preserving their species. And there's number 4. Amelia and Deku, well, apparently humans and Etos can hybridize. And Amelia, she's carrying the first hybrid of an Etzo and a human. Now, that shocked Alice, and she had to think about many things right now. And we do currently have Deku and Amelia. They got a room in the mansion. And, well, these two, they're trying to settle back in. This place was hard for them to live in at first. They had to hide their relationship, and make sure that nobody could find out. However, the world knows, and they're currently dealing with some other information. So these two, they're safe. In fact, in the last 2 years, it seems like humanity and Etzos, they're doing real well. Well, it is rocky with things like Adam and, well, that whole situation. It seems like everything else, it's going fine. Now, with that out of the way, we do currently have a few days later, with Deku and Amelia. Deku, he does sit down on the edge of his bed, and he's talking to a few people about many things, as he does go to hang up the phone, and go to someone to lay back. And he does feel a bit annoyed. He's talked to so many different people about it, and many of them, they're still having trouble understanding it. Aliens are coming to planet Earth. The beacon he's activated is giving them a location to land. And right now, they want some information. The governments of the planet Earth, they want to talk to this alien government and understand why they haven't dealt with the problem of the Dratex in Traco before. Apparently, they've been around for thousands of years, and this alien government, they've been around for a good portion of that time. They possibly have quintillions of troops, or maybe, at the very least, billions, and yet they refuse to fight. So, they wish to know why. Why have thousands of races been killed or even made extinct because of that? Because of their inactions. Now, with that being said, we do currently have Deku back at the edge of his bed and trying to think. He understands that there's a lot going on, and from the current information him and Amelia have gone over, it's been a bit of a shit show. Adam, yeah, his whole situation was bad. And right now Deku, he's thinking about going to see him. He wants to know why Adam did it, why he became so paranoid. and why he lost it. Could it have been stress from the job? Too much pressure, maybe? Or maybe he didn't want the job. Maybe Adam decided this wasn't right for him. The guy, he's a nice guy, a good guy, but maybe he realized he was in the wrong position. Or maybe there's more to it. Now, Deku, he's wondering. There's always two sides to a story. So maybe he needs to find Adams. Now, Deku, he does gonna leave. Him going to slip on his shoes as Amelia's ask if he's going somewhere. Deku gonna turn as she's sitting down at a table and there's a laptop right there. Hmm? Yeah, I'm gonna go somewhere. Okay. When will you be back? Um, I don't know. I need to talk to somebody about a few more things. Will you be okay here alone? I'm not alone. However, there's a lot we have to talk about whenever you return. Hmm? Can we talk about it now? Well, okay. Many of the people at SOS, many of the members of our court don't trust my mother. They already enough were on, they weren't on steady grounds with my brother. The fact that half of them are dead, they are concerned. The pressure from his position may have gotten to him. And then there is my mother. She is not there to, well, she's been concerned about a lot. She has been through a lot. My father's passing, my, well, our eloping, and my brother's loss of mind. And right now, I'm concerned for her as well. The fact is, over the events of the last 2 years, I have not been involved with. They want me to take on the crown. Really? So, why that? Why? Well, there are many reasons. Number one, human and ETSA relations. Right now, they're, steady? Choppy? Choppy's the best word I can put for it. But, my mother, she's not really the best person to wield the power right now. They want her to step down and me to take power because of our relationship. And the fact is, they believe that I might be better suited for it. Okay. Is that it? Well, no. They also do believe that if the aliens, they know I'm the queen of a species, they'd be more inclined to listen to me. Since technically they did abduct a queen. Hmm. Okay, I see. So, what else? Well, that's really it. Are you going to... Yeah, Amelia, I am. I've thought about it for a few days and I've been worried about it. I want to know how he snapped. Just, please tell me any good information you can find. I'm worried about him. I will. I will. I'll tell you whatever I can find. Now, Deku, he would go to leave. And we do actually have, whenever, Amelia, she herself does try to focus. And maintain a steady mind. Right now she's trying to stay calm. However, learning that her brother is basically admitted to an asylum wasn't easy for her. She ran away from a lot of problems. And she abandoned her family. She abandoned him. And she came back to find that he was completely different. He changed. He wasn't the person she remembered. And that broke her heart a bit. He was always so adamant to lead, so, well, enthusiastic for it. He was trained for it. And yet he couldn't. And that's what makes her worried. And we do currently have Deku, where he does head to a place they've had specially made for the prince. And Deku does currently walk into an interrogation room, where Adam he's sitting down and he's looking around the room. Deku, the moment he does go to walk in, Adam stares right at him. Before Deku does walk over to the table and sit down, seeing that Adam he's currently wearing something to cover his head, so he can't use his powers. Hi, Adam. Hello. So, I've come back to Earth recently, and I found that you've gone crazy, lost my marbles, gone off the deep end. Which one are you going to say? Well, I was going to say you've been taken down from the step of king, and you're currently a prisoner. So, you saying I'm not insane? Well, I never said you were insane, and I never said you weren't. I'm just confused. So, please enlighten me as to what's going on. Alright. Well, you're a figment of my imagination. I'm well aware of that already. So, why bother? Why bother talking to you? Why bother giving you information I know will just be ignored or looked over? Because no one believes me. No one believes anything I say. Because I'm just the boy who went insane. I'm the one who lost his shit and couldn't handle the pressure. I'm the one who hurt his wife, aren't I? You're married? Yes, I am. And I also do have a child. So, is there something my mind doesn't apparently know about itself? Please, enlighten me. Now, Deku does just stare at him, before he does go to look to his right on the table. There is a pitcher of water, and he does go to think. Him reaching over to it and going to pour a glass, asking Adam if he would like a glass of water. That would be fine, yes. Deku going to raise up his hand, before he does go take a sip of it. Pretty cold. And then going to bring the glass down and going to splash Adam with it. Adam getting hit by the water as he does go to somewhat focus a bit more. Him having hit the cold water hit his body and his senses going to sharpen a bit. Well, that's new. Him bringing his hands up and going to wipe his eyes, before he did just stare back at Deku, who is still standing there. Well then, I would be inclined to believe this is real. Inclined? Are you sure it isn't actually real? Because I can do this. Deku bringing his hand up, and just going to pour the water over Adam's head again, telling him that this is all real. So, him going to pull it backwards, asking if he thinks that that was all fake. Alright. I'm going to lean backwards into his chair, before he just go to bring his hands downwards onto the table, talking about how he does have a few things he does want to say to Deku. Okay. Well, I have a few questions myself. Alright. Well, the first thing I have to say to you, I'm going to directly spit in Deku's face, before Deku is going to bring up his hand, and wipe that away. Okay. Gross. You're an asshole. I'm an asshole. Yes, you are. Number 2. It's nice to know that you're actually here. I've seen you quite a few times. However, I've been told by my doctors that that's just insanity. Well, Adam, a crazy person doesn't know that they're crazy. That's what I keep telling people. I have not lost my mental facilities and my faculties, yet everybody else around me thinks I have. So, are you here to say the same thing? Are you here to tell me that I am just losing my mind? I'm insane, and I shouldn't have done what I did. Adam, I have a few questions I want to ask you. Okay, fine. Go ahead. Deku going to look towards the guard, asking him to please leave the room. the man going to look directly at Deku before Deku just go to bring his hand up, ask him to once again leave. Alright, you got 5 minutes, I'll be outside. The man walking out, as Deku just stared directly at Adam. Okay, Adam, I have a few questions. What happened? Well, shortly after I became king, and you and my sister decided to run off. I had to try and focus many things. It wasn't too hard for the first few months. However, there were problems, such as the group that did want to terrorize and even try and destroy human and Edzo relations, and go against my family as royals. They did not like that we still had power, and it was a bit concerning, because of many simple little things. Right now, however, I'm going to go over a few things that may sound crazy. Adam, there's an alien government out in space that literally has flying balls of gas that are alive and sentient. They have AI robots who are completely sentient and not like anything we've ever encountered before. There are shapeshifters, there are humanoid species, and there are some that I can't even fucking pronounce their names. I can't even begin to understand their languages. I mean, shit. You know how the Etzos, they talk in a very high-pitched sound that makes humans' ears bleed? Yeah, there are some aliens who communicate through pheromones. There are some who they communicate through glimpses of light. And there are some who communicate through raw screaming. Now, there's also a race that literally communicates through hand gestures, and at least trying to understand each other. Now, you understand what I'm saying? There's also even a race that does communicate and say hello by doing one simple little gesture. Deku bring his hands up, and I'm just as gonna stare at Deku. Him asking what that is. I don't even know. I've seen one do this before. I'm assuming it's something easy. But listen, I'm just here to understand. Alright? Fine, fine. Going after the assumption that this is real. The people I tried to go against, they've done much. And right now, it's hard to say. We were able to decode the Dratex technology. And right now, a lot's been happening. Whenever I was still in charge, and we were going through the Dratex tech, we understood that many species, they were attacked. And we did even find some crucial information. Even ways to handle the Traquaw. Really. But I thought you guys were already doing pretty well already. You know, the whole gun that can disable them. Well, yes, and no. That weapon, it's currently being developed even more and further. The information that we've gotten has been useful. And we have even tried to reverse engineer some of the Dratex technology that you did take with you. Yeah, I know. Listen, we have a lot to discuss. So, I'm not gonna even try to hide it. You know how you were against me and your sister being together? Yes, you and her are together, so she can't do her duties properly. Really. And what are her duties? She wasn't trained as a royal. Your family just left her on the sidelines. She didn't have the stomach for what your mother does. And your father, he didn't really, do much for her. James is more of a father to her than yours was, than Arthur was. Do not speak ill of my father. My father had many directions and things to do before he died. However what? Listen, Amelia, she's pregnant. What? Yeah, Adam. Your species and mine can hybridize. You may not like the sound of that, but that is impossible. How is that doesn't even make sense. You two aren't even. Yeah, try wrapping your head around that one. But That is... Wow. Um, I don't even know what to... Hmm. Yeah, Adam. It's crazy, right? Yes, it is. Um, Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, so, aside from that, what can you tell me? Alright. Well, whenever whenever I was still in charge, my people, they were against me. I believe that there was a Traquaw on Earth, and I had dreams to investigate it. Many of my soldiers, they were tasked with much, and our runs with a group that go against the crown, they were easy at first. However, they began to ramp up more intense, and it was pretty bad at first. Fact is, Exos and humans, they were working together on this. They didn't like that we tried to stand out, and, well, you know, do our own things. However, there was whenever I thought that there was a Traquaw, and trying to track that thing down and enforce ways to capture it, it was hard. We never made the information public, and I believe that is why I ended up in here. But it doesn't explain why you murdered your advisors. Hmm. My advisors were murdered because they were working with it, and it was a coup against me. So, I did what I needed to protect the crown. And, right now, James, he is still working on hunting down the Traquaw. It wasn't captured? No, it wasn't. In fact, it was never found. My mother doesn't believe there to be one on Earth, because the last one that came here possessed you. And if there was another one here, we would know about it already, because somebody important would have died, or this entire planet would already be in ruins. They would find somebody with access to codes and just blow something up. Does that make sense? It does. However, these things, they don't work like that. What do you mean? The Traquaw don't work like that. They're infiltrators. They can live for a very long time. They'd rather watch a planet destroy itself than do it themselves. Hell, they incite chaos and violence. And for what it does sound like, chaos and violence. And the fact that they literally got you to step down. So it says a lot. So if there was a Traquaw, they'd be somewhere important. And, well, I do have a few ideas as to that. Really? You do? Yeah. So if they're going to come out and try something, they do so next week. Whenever the council and many species come here, they do something that makes humanity provoke them. I see. Well then, you understand my predicament then. Understand your predicament? Yes, Adam, I do. While you can't be blamed for what happened, I do believe that you are still somewhat insane. Somewhat? I haven't seen my wife and I haven't seen my daughter since I was in here. Your daughter? Oh, shit. Yes. You weren't the only one who was busy. I myself have a family. And I'm concerned. Fuck. Okay. Well, Adam. Jesus, okay, I'll talk to somebody. Will you? Yes, I will. I'll talk to somebody about letting you see your wife. Talking to her, maybe. Have they not allowed you to do that? No, they haven't. They're concerned that I tell her to do things. And their concerns are noteworthy. You see that? Right there. I wouldn't say that you're completely sane, however. Why is that? Well, you did go crazy with power. However, you were trying to protect people. I'm not condoning your actions, Adam, But I'm saying that if I can prove this to Trequa, maybe it will help your case. Maybe you can be seen as trying your best, but because of certain positions that you were put in, or certain things that you had to do, you were forced to act. However, there's problems with that. I can act more behind the scenes, but whenever I'm at the party, I might be seen as acting for humanity. That is a problem. Now, tell my sister I did say hi. Deku just staring at Adam. As the guard, they're currently walking through the door, and they are just staring at Deku. The man's been silently standing, well, by the door for a while, and he was at least visible through the glass. He was somewhat concerned, and Deku, he does just stand up and walk away, informing Adam that Amelia will be okay, and maybe after everything does blow over, they can have a proper chat. And next time he won't spit in his face. I'm not apologizing. Adam, maybe you will whenever I get your ass cleared. Well, goodbye. Deku going to leave. And Adam, he does try to focus on this. Deku is alive. Deku, or Izuku, he's come back to Earth. And his sister, that information wasn't something he ever thought possible. He's been so concerned about humans and Etsos having, well, you know, peace, and the species at least getting along together. However, this information does at least give Etsos a bit more to work with. Now, we do actually have Deku, who he actually is a bit more concerned. He wants to know exactly how this will work. Okay, so he needs to get access to the information on the Dratex craft. Maybe then, he can start to put some pieces together. Give the council something to work with, and let them know that humanity, they are actually allies they can work with. And the Dratex, they can actually be fought. Okay, so that's what they gotta do. Let's see. Okay. Humanity, they've already gone far beyond what the council have done. We've killed members of both alien species, and we've proved that they're not invincible. Okay, that's good. Now, Deku, he does go walking through the mansion. And we do actually have whenever he does go to watch his door swing open. Him actually being surprised whenever somebody does come walking out of the room. Deku actually having his eyes widen a bit, as he does get to see Claire. And Claire, she actually is going to turn and close the door, before turning and directly going to see Deku down the hallway. And Deku, he does just wonder, okay, how is this conversation going to go? Now then, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.